Hello, bow tie security guy here. Wanted to talk about the power of partial ideas. I know this sounds kind of weird, but early on in my career, I'm an engineer, right? So I everything I do is overthought and over-engineered uh, to a point of excess, where when I come to the table with a solution or I'm working on solving something, I come with a complete solution. Now, this in theory sounds like a great idea. You go in front of a group, you pitch the exact solution, all of the details. You have a bunch of really other smart people on the call. But what happens is there's a lot of those engineers, a lot of those technicians are not very much people. They don't like talking. They get uncomfortable in front of a crowd. And when you put out a complete idea, meaning there's no real room for challenging it because you've completed every possible aspect, you think you've covered everything, most people will not challenge a completed thought. I learned early on in my leadership career that if I came to the table with a completed thought, no one would add to it, no one would challenge it, and majority of people would just let it go because it was good enough. And good enough isn't bad per se, but many times it could be better, and some of your quietest people will be more likely to interject, will be more likely to toss out their thoughts if you throw out a partial idea. So, for instance, if you're trying to solve a problem, you can toss out something like, hey, we're trying to get secured connectivity between this data center and that data center. And you could say, here's a couple options. There's a private VPC tunnel. Here's this, here's that. Um, I don't have much else from there. You may have already thought of all that. You may have already thought about all the firewalls. You may have already thought about all the connectivity, all the different things. But when you keep things open like that, it creates a situation where you invite other people's ideas to add to your idea. This way, you're not building things kind of in a vacuum, which I think a lot of us engineers are really, really good at doing, because we lack a lot of the soft skills and social skills to work with other people. I'm not saying that's all engineers, but I'm going to say it's most. Because it is. We're a special type of individual. Our mind works a specific way, and we tend to work better alone. But when you have that mindset as a leader or even as a colleague, and you throw out a completed thought, like most people are not going to challenge it if it sounds good enough. But if you throw out that partial idea, maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it doesn't have all of the answers to all the questions that might come up. That's awesome. Because then people start asking questions. And those questions lead to other ideas, ideas that you may have not thought about because your mind is different from everyone else's mind on the team. When I hire, I specifically look for people who do not think like me. I've actually had people lose out on jobs because it was basically me. Like, why would I hire another leader who thinks the exact same way I do? I want diversity in thought just as much as I want diversity in the individual. Like, I want people to think differently, respond differently, react differently, because that is where amazing stuff happens. And that power of a partial idea is something I've been doing for many years now, and it's been absolutely amazing. It's also really great too, is if you are trying to get somebody to write a deck or write a how-to or write a whatever, just write it poorly and send it to an engineer. They will be forced to fix it because they cannot allow you to publish such garbage. I've done it many, many times when I used to run different contractor groups. I would write it partially and basically make them completely responsible, and they go, hey, this idea is not right. And I go, wow, that's cool. Go ahead and fix it. Send it back to me when you're done. And then they would end up rewriting a lot of the stuff I did because it was incorrect. And then we'd be working on it together as opposed to me coming in with an idea and then you having to actually challenge me. And keep in mind, many people, not just engineers, but many people do not like their ideas challenged. And people know that instinctively. So they don't do it because they don't want to deal with the drama. So if you create an environment where partial ideas are king, as a leader, you're bringing in kind of like, hey, here's some of the requirements that we have. Here's some ideas that I have. What are your thoughts? You're going to get a lot more than you would just coming with a full-on solution and then asking for buy-in. You're going to get stuff that you just never thought about. You're going to hear from people on your team who never had a voice. It's a cool way that I've done it for many years. It's been very successful. I'd love to hear anybody else if they've had success. Also, if you enjoy these, these videos, please share them. Please, definitely check out our new podcast, Bowtie Security Guy After Dark. You can just search Bowtie Security Guy, all one word, on any of the platforms, and you can check it out. It really focuses on helping those understand what cybersecurity is really like, and kind of getting the opinions and views from multiple people at different parts and stages of their career all over the world. So it'll be fun. We're going to do a lot more of those, at least a couple a week. And that's all I got. I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. And it is spooky season, so we're in, it's got little skulls and stuff on it and snakes. We are in October, and it is officially time for the spooky shirts. So expect to see more. Good luck out there.